There is a man working in the Trump regime right now who helped cause one presidential impeachment so far. And frankly, he liked it so much, he has come back for seconds. And I want to ask you, can you guess which Trump official this is? It's not Stephen Miller. No, it's not Hegseth, not Kash Patel. Think somebody quieter. Think spreadsheet energy. Yes, I am talking about Russell Vought, the director of the Office of Management and Budget, the chief architect of Project 2025, and a man that looks like that bad guy psychiatrist in an 80s movie that has the protagonist committed because they were too close to uncovering the truth. And Russell Vought, back in 2019, when the White House pressured Ukraine to investigate the Bidens, was the man, then acting OMB director, who froze $214 million in approved military aid to make a pressure campaign work. The Government Accountability Office later ruled that that freeze was illegal. That episode is literally what got Trump impeached the first time around. Now, guess who's back? Back again. Vought's back. Tell a friend. Same office, same move, now on a bigger scale. Because Congress, they pass a budget. Vought decides he doesn't feel like spending what Congress told him to, so he just doesn't. The legal term here is impoundment, and it has been against the law since 1974. He's also violating the Anti-Deficiency Act, which, unlike the impoundment law, carries actual stated penalties. And Russell Vought knows all of this, and yet he does it anyway proudly. I mean, do you remember DOGE? I do. You know that thing that flamed out and quietly folded last year? Vought's office is what is keeping that mission alive, maybe under a different name, using his real Senate-confirmed authority to finish these mass firings and unilateral cuts that DOGE never quite had the legal standing to complete. DOGE was the beta test, the demo. Vought is the real product, the real deal here. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro, she says that a federal judge already ruled that Vought broke the law by illegally taking down a legally required government spending transparency website. Just vanished. And it took a Court of Appeals order to force him to put the website back online. And while we're here, I've got to ask you guys, which potential 2028 candidate on either side do you actually trust to hand Congress its power of the purse back for real, instead of just bringing up on a podcast every couple of years? Drop a name, because I'm curious who you trust. And right now, in this scope, and I've told you before, when it comes to limiting the power of the executive, I've got some favoritism towards Ossoff, but I'm going to see who all gets out there before 2028. AOC would be a great one if only America would get behind her. But look, I'm telling you right now, this Russell Vought method, it should be something that's patented, because there's 5 easy steps to breaking a government and the law at the same time. Step 1, Congress appropriates money, you have to spend it. Step 2, Vought impounds it anyway. Step 3, someone sues. Step 4, a court rules that he broke the law. Step 5, and this is the key here, he complies just enough to dodge real consequences and then parses the judge's words to keep doing it anyway. Then he finds the next pot of money to sit on, and he's back to step 1, doing it all over again. That's his entire job. And his confirmation, it wasn't close to unanimous, by the way, 53-47, straight party line, after the Democrats held the Senate floor overnight just to get their objection on the record. Senator Maggie Hassan said that Congress makes laws and appropriates funds, not the president. And at stake is not a legal technicality. At stake is our very notion of self-government. And finally, because of stuff like that, there is now a real grassroots push, led by current and former federal workers. And they've creatively called their push Impeach Vought. They may want some marketing help, or maybe the simplicity works. Either way, this isn't going to work. Procedurally, it's not even a long shot to even get to a vote, because articles of impeachment against a Senate-confirmed officer are privileged, meaning any single member of the House could force the floor to take it up. But the issue here is math. Republicans, as we know, hold the House. So right now, this effort is less about removing Russell Vought tomorrow and more about just trying to get every single Republican to go on record to defend a man who's already fueled Donald Trump's first impeachment. And this man is already actively working on the sequel. And as I've mentioned before, right now the goal of Congress is building the record. That's the first step in undoing the Trump madness when we finally rid our government of him and his ilk. Until then, Russell Vought has quietly become one of the most powerful unelected people in Washington. And most Americans couldn't pick him out of a lineup unless he's starring in some late-night airing of a movie on TNT, which frankly is exactly how he likes it. And that's why I'm going to ask you guys to hit the notification bell for us, especially if you didn't see a single word of this in the corporate media this week. Because I promise you, it happened, and they don't want you to know.